Alrighty, superstars. So at this point in time, you guys are able to use HTML to create well-formatted documents that have paragraphs and headers and A tags and buttons and all sorts of other really cool things to design web pages. You're able to create multiple web pages and link them together with A tags, all in HTML. You're able to style that HTML using CSS to add things like colors and borders and other beautiful things. You're able to organize all of those beautifully styled things using the div tag, again in HTML. And hopefully you're able to maybe change some of that CSS dynamically using buttons and JavaScript to maybe change things like the colors. If you really experimented, I had a few kids doing things like changing the borders, adding text pop-ups using JavaScript. There's a lot of really cool things we can do. Now, using all of those skills, we can combine that with the power of AI. That's our new topic. Everyone is really excited for AI. So that's what we're learning about, is the future is here. So we have a really good foundation to build on. We're going to use our skills to take some things from AI, very quickly put together well-structured websites. There's some things that the AIs we're using aren't really good at yet. They can't put images onto your screen really well. So there's some stuff that we're going to have to do on our own. But let's create a website with AI. I'm going to create a, class page with some functions in JavaScript, I guess. So here's what I'll do. I'll say, I want to create a gradebook website. The website should have a div, should have have a home page and 5 HTML pages for each of my classes. Each of the class pages should have 20 students with randomized names. The website should allow me to input student grades, and the website should use JavaScript to give class averages, mean and modes, plus the home page should show this data for across all classes. Everything should be in HTML, CSS, and JS across many files. Please create all of this for me. I might have to ask for these things one at a time, unfortunately. But let's see what it gives me. So Google's thinking. Now, the reason I'm using this Google AI, it's not the best one, but it does a really great job. As we can see, it looks like it has most of this. It ran out of space. So I'm going to click dive deeper in AI mode. I don't know if AI mode works for all of your computers. I've had some students have success with this, some students have not. I'm going to say yes, create me a random name generator. So we want to find an AI tool that gives us these outputs. I have one called School AI. There's errors with it. I have one called, we'll try different AI tools, but I'm just showing us that with very simple questions, I have a CSS file, I have a JavaScript file, I have my index page, I have my class page, and it wants me to create copies of the mass page. That's beautiful. Okay, so I will go to my files, and I will create a new document. And let's do WebDev 2026 tutorial series. I'll create a new folder called AI website, and I'm going to copy each of these documents into a new text document This is index. I'm going to paste the code in there. I'm going to hit Control S to save. Oh, I actually need to open that back up. I need to hit File, Save As, All Files, index.html. So now I have my index file saved. I'm just going to copy this from my math page. Rename, let's say it's my math 1. And I'm just going to make 4 copies. Actually, you know what? I'll delete those. I'm going to open that up. Open with Visual Studios, and we will use the math page it gave me. Again, by the way, I haven't even read this code, so that's not. I mean, that's not like a flex. I just mean to say, I know that this is going to work. AI is really, really, really good at this. There's some little things that we might need to edit and change, but overall, it should be pretty good. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it in. So now I have my math page. So I have my index page, I have my math page. I need a JS function. I need scripts.js. So I'll create a new text document. I'll call it scripts.js. Uh-oh, I can't name it that. I need to rename it just scripts. I will put the JavaScript in here. I'm going to save it as all files, scripts.js. And then I'm going to delete the text version. I'm going to do that same process one more time. New. I do text document. I'm going to paste in the CSS now. So I'm going to copy the CSS. They always have a copy button. I'm going to paste. This looks terrible, but it should hopefully work. I'll do save as, all files, style, or is it styles? Some people use style, some people use styles. Style.css. Style.css. And in this case, it's a robot, not a people. But okay, those are all my files. Let's open it up and let's see what I have. I'm going to delete that extra text document. Okay, this looks pretty cool. Math doesn't work. Science doesn't work. Okay, so this looks pretty cool. Let's see. Update and save stats. Let's see what happens. It looks like my JavaScript is not working and my links are not working. That's perfect. So we have some stuff that works, but our links don't work. Oh, I see what's going to be wrong with the links. My math page is probably named something different than what it's expecting for the link. So I need a link, a math page. I'll create a science, a history, a literature, and an art. So I'll just rename those. Science, rename, history, rename, literature. And this is why we have to know what's going on. We actually have to understand, how do links work? How do I double check? How do I fix the broken links? It didn't give me science, literature, and art pages. Okay, so now I can click these links and it's opening up different pages. You know what's really funny is that these names that it generated are actually student names that I've had in the past. Okay, so that looks good. Now something's not loading, so let's check what is going wrong. Failed to load script.js. So this is called scripts with an S. In the code, it's looking for script with no S. So that's the kind of error that we're going to have to be able to find. So the way I did that, I right-clicked, I went to inspect, I went to sources or console, and I saw there was an error. You could also just directly look at your HTML code, and you can see what it's looking for. Okay, so let's say math class. Let's say James has a 100. Let's give the student a 90, and let's give Maria 100. Okay, so it gives me class mean. Oh, it doesn't save between classes. I was hoping it would. That's okay, though. It doesn't have to. All right, cool. I can add students to this, so maybe I have 30 students. But this is a cool gradebook app. Okay, so the student failed. Cool, good to know. All of these pages say math class on them, which is pretty funny. So maybe I would go into these pages individually, and I would have to open with Visual Studios. I could add students based on who's in my roster for these different classes, I would have to manually insert them. So maybe in here, I copy whatever this is, and I can create a new student, maybe Joe Smazzy. That's my new student. And yeah, so now in my, this file is called art, so I'll change the title to art class. And now on my art page, it says art class, and I have a new student, Joe Smazzy. So I know how to change things because we learned all of this. And now we can make really cool apps that, in this case, my app is like calculating grades out for me. That's cool. I can see my class averages pretty easily. Awesome. You'll notice there's no pictures. It can't do images, so if we want images in something, we won't be able to do it. Now, your assignment. I don't want you guys making a grade book. I want you guys to make something that combines numbers. So maybe you have some numbers that you input. Maybe you extend your store. Maybe you make it so that when you click on different things, it adds it to a shopping cart, and the shopping cart adds up the current value of everything you're buying. That could be cool. You can ask AI, I need JavaScript. When I click this button, I want it to add the number that's written on this button to my cart, and it'll give you the total price. I want to also add the item I'm buying to a list in my cart. It'll do that. It'll do all of that for you. Or maybe you don't want to do a store. Maybe you want to do something, maybe you want to do your, I don't know, your average KD ratio across multiple games. So you could put in like, I play Fortnite and Call of Duty and Battlefield. I have a total of 2,000 kills in Fortnite and 1,800 deaths. I have a total of 3,000 kills in Battlefield and 1,500 deaths. I have a total of 4,000 kills in Call of Duty and 8,000 deaths. What's my total KDA average? Make a website that does that for you. Make a website that does like weird math for you. Maybe make a website for, I'm just giving suggestions at this point, but the point is you can use AI to make a website for anything. For really, genuinely these days, you can get a lot done. We have a little bit of skills that we can use to, oh my god, I just found a big dead bug on my desk, gross. Okay. We could use skills to take whatever we make and make it our own and personalize it and add images, which I strongly recommend. What's another great one? Maybe you can make some kind of sports-related app, maybe something that like tracks player statistics, and you can input the player statistics into it. Now, unfortunately, we don't have databases working. I might do an in-person class next week on how websites save data. We can't save data, and we can't, unfortunately, let other users use our websites because of school blocks. So our websites are only going to be local. They're not going to be actually on the web. They're just going to be sites. They're not going to be websites, which stinks, but yeah, so create your own AI website. If you're really stuck, if you don't know what to do, let's do the same thing we did before. Let's create a store. Let's create your store, and let's update your store pages using AI. And excuse me, my voice just cracked, and I burped at the same time, which is gross. And use some of those skills we talked about. So do your store page, but add, buttons that add the price to your shopping cart, and they add the name of the item on that div card to your shopping cart, onto like a shopping cart list. And maybe your website will also, I don't know, allow you to input a budget and give you a warning if you're spending more money than your budget. If you detail these things out to AI, it will be able to do it. Whenever you want to change a page, you should start with an AI-generated page. You should describe what you want. Anytime you want to make a page, you should paste your whole page to the thing. So let's say I wanted to change my page. I would go to index. Well, actually, I would go to index, and I would paste the entire page into, I think I messed up. My index page is supposed to be something else. I would paste the entire page into the AI to update it. But I think I did not copy the right homepage in. So if I copy this homepage, and I paste that, Oh, mean 32. So it is saving data. So if I say 100, 60, 80, and I update, my class mean for math is 80. If I go to science, 56, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's 67, but now I think it's just going to have math at 67 because this science page is saved as a math page. Okay, so I need to go into each of these pages individually, and I just need to, in the code, yeah, calculate stats for math. This should calculate stats for art. And my history page should calculate stats for history. So I'm doing the thing I was talking about. The AI makes little mistakes. We have to be able to find these little mistakes. So this history page isn't math. This is history. This is literature. So we'll open this with Visual Studios. We'll do literature. Okay, now some of those pages should work. So if I go to literature, if I do, like, let's say my student has a 56, an 89, and a 75, 76, class mean is 73. Back on my dashboard, now I have my literature and my math class averages. Great. Oh, perfect. But there's an error, is I wanted to average my averages. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this home page and I'm going to tell it that. So I'm going to go to my index page. I can go to my index page. I can copy all of this, and I can paste it back into the AI, and I can say, I want the average of all my classes averaged. I want my total class average. So I'm going to paste it back in, and I'm going to say, I'm going to go back to Google. This is how you would do it. Paste it in here. I want all of my classes that are displayed to then afterwards have a total class average displayed, which is an average of all averages. Okay, so let's see. To display it, replace your currently script block with this. I'm going to copy it. So I copied the whole thing. I pasted the whole thing in. Oh, it wants me to replace my JavaScript. I thought I was going to replace my index. If I open with Visual Studios, no, this is actually crud. I'm actually looking at it now. This is actually garbage. I need to actually paste this in and say, I need I'm going to paste both of them in. So this is clear. I'm going to paste in my JavaScript. And now I'm going to paste in my index. And now with both of them in here, Google should be able to figure it out. It's not letting me type. Ugh. It's going to get cut off. Okay, I need to use a different app. But that's the idea. It doesn't matter. I wasted time at the end of this video. It's a 20-minute video. It's not the end of the world. Use AI, make stuff work. That's that. That's it. A little unorganized, not the best. I'll re-record this later potentially, but it's the end of the day, so I gotta go. All right, thank you guys. Have a great day. Email me if you need help. AI. We're using AI now. Whoa, the future is here.